Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Folks, you must beware of the fall invaders. We're not talking football. We're not talking about Josh's Oakland Raiders. We're talking about ladybugs, box elder bugs, stink bugs, all trying to get into your home and winter in your house like it's their own little timeshare. Well, you don't want them in there. You want to kill them. And you need the fall invader treatment from Southeast Termite and Pest Control. I used to have ladybugs and stink bugs that would take over the windowsills in my home until I started getting this treatment. I don't see them anymore. SoutheastTermite.com to learn more. All right, Tennessee's offense, an unstoppable force at this point. You see yesterday, 349 passing yards, 227 rushing yards, 576 total, 70 plays. That means they averaged 8 yards a play. Third down conversion, 6 of 9. On the season, they're averaging 48.5 points per game. You see the yards per play, 73.8% completion. That's all your quarterbacks combined. 22 of 22 in the red zone, 19 of 22 in terms of touchdowns. My question to Mike Stoll, Sterling Hinton, and Josh Ward, we know it's a good offense. Last year, that good offense got slowed by Georgia, Alabama. Ole Miss gave it some trouble. Is it good enough now? Is it rolling good enough now to where when Tillman comes back, and let's mention this, they won yesterday without Cedric Tillman. Is this offense good enough to compete with Alabama, to put points on Alabama, to put points on Georgia, to compete for an SEC title? Not talking about the defense. If you're just talking about the offense, is it SEC title worthy?
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason why is if you look at Georgia last year, they were gassed and we were moving the ball. We scored on them. We were leading them in the second quarter. A lot of people forget in the fourth quarter, we were a touchdown away from being tied with Alabama.
Yes.
They are that much better this year because they understand the system. You talked about Hooker, how he's seeing the field, and you've got just a bunch of receivers that know they're on the same page, they're running the right routes. And for the offensive line, this system, you just got to be just good enough, right? You don't. If they blitz you, Hooker's smart enough, he'll pick you apart. So it's pick your poison. They're good enough to do it, yes.
I say without question. Without question.
Really? I didn't expect that from you.
And without question. I mean, to quote my offensive line in the Stole Dog, absolutely. This is why.
Stole Dog.
You got Coach Golish who's calling games and putting defenses on their heels. Chuck touched on it last segment. The catch that was made, but Keaton's catch, he reached and got the ball on his fingertips and turned so the ball didn't hit the ground.
Right.
See that, and that's coached by Coach Pope.
Yeah.
Coach Pope is working with the receivers, and Joey, my man, the quarterback coach, he's showing things that we see coming out of Hendon right now. We see when Milton gets these guys are getting coaching from the head to the coordinator to the vital positions to make this offense go. And I think when they're on the same page and Hendon's playing the way he's playing and he can get better, he thinks he can get better, he thinks he can get better. I've seen a great performance yesterday. He thinks he can get better. Whoa, that's got to make other defenses and other teams nervous.
Is this a title-worthy offense?
Well, if Tennessee does have a shot to win the East, which means you're competing to win the SEC championship, the offense is the reason you would have that shot. So that's why I would immediately say yes. My hesitation would be, we just did a show 2 weeks ago coming out of the Pittsburgh game, talking about what happened to the offense yesterday. So you're going to go up against better defensive play from Alabama and Georgia with better depth and athletes and all that stuff. But individually within those games, the toughest teams Tennessee is going to play, their best chance to win is because of the offense. And Hendon Hooker is one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. So title worthy, let's see those games, but chances to win those games, the offense provides your shot there. So my immediate answer is yes, but there is still more to be proven.
Certainly, and I think Alabama is more vulnerable than Georgia because we've seen Hugh Freeze with an up-tempo, spread-it-out kind of offense give Alabama fits. We saw Johnny Manziel give Alabama fits. So it wouldn't be that surprising. Georgia, even though they struggled yesterday with Kent State, struggled using that term loosely, but still, they're still a little bit above in terms of defense. But we've seen that an offense like this give Nick Saban's teams trouble. So I'm starting to think that, if you're talking, there's, in my opinion, one sure loss on your, then that makes you SEC title worthy. That makes you, see, you're the reason that people are 4-0 and they're not selling, they're still picking nits. Because you said 12-0.
That's right.
But I think it is getting to that point.
Well, how many shows have we done, though, where we just checked off Alabama and Georgia as sure losses, and those are games you can't compete in? those are games that you can look at Tennessee competing, and the offense is what gives you the chance to do that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. When we come back, let's talk about the defense. That's what most people were talking about yesterday. It's, the offense isn't an unstoppable force. Is it title worthy? The question about the defense, is that the Achilles heel? Can it be overcome? Can a Josh Heupel team have a good defense? We'll discuss. Come on back.